Hello and welcome to another episode 79 of How to Draw Doodie. Today, Doodie becomes Logan, aka Wolverine. This is going to be a fun one. So, if you're not doing anything, pull up a chair, grab your pencil, and let's draw together. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Vera. Wait, hold on, I'm Vera. Well, we're both Veras. Anyway, welcome to Drawing Doodie, where I take my favorite character, Darius Uranius, from There's an Alien in My Toilet, and I put him in all sorts of costumes, from your most iconic characters to just a pirate or even Thundercats or a bandit. Well, every day I take Doodie and I have fun, and I'm glad that you're here to have fun with me. If you have time, please check out doodiesworld.com, and if you like this episode and every episode before it, please subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much, and let's start drawing.
Hello, everybody. My name is Samuel, last name Vera. I am an independent comic book creator, artist, and also podcaster, host of Catch the Craze podcast. And today we'll be drawing Doodie as Wolverine. But before we do so, have you signed up for There's an Alien in My Toilet Book 3? I hope that you do. And I want to say thank you to the 92 people who have signed up. We are 8 people away from 100. And that's the goal. We launch on the 20th, and the goal is to get to 100. And if you sign up today, you let me know that you signed up. DM me, whatever, send me an email. I'll send you this digital print of Doodie's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu. And to double down on that, if you sign up, send me an email. I'll send you this digital print. Then you come and you back it when we launch on the 20th. For a physical tier, you'll get that physical print in the mail as well. And that ties into Doodie's Monsters on Planet Cthulhu, a great action adventure story that I created specifically for this campaign. It was supposed to be a one-shot. Now it's a 3-part miniseries. So the first issue will be available on this campaign. So I hope that you are there for the 20th because it's going to be so much fun. And again, it's look for this thumbnail on Kickstarter, and I hope that you sign up today. I really want you to be there. It's going to be fun. That's what I did last time that I was on. I think this was on Friday. So as you know, this Saturday, I was at the Denton Comic Art Comic Art Expo. That's what it is. And I had a blast. What I loved about it, it was very intimate. It was a small setting. It was mostly family. It wasn't dominated by cosplayers. And again, no offense to cosplayers, but it wasn't dominated by cosplayers. It was actually people looking to spend money and find new things. And Doodie did really well. I can't tell you how many times people said, I've never heard of this. And that was exciting. So being able to promote Doodie there and have fun at the event. So we did really well. I mean, we did better in one day than we did in the 2 days at the previous event at the Arlington event. So, but it was. I made a lot of new friends in the comic world. New guests to be on the podcast on Catch the Craze. So we're gonna have several guests coming out of that show on the show. Met up with Craig from Bring the Popcorn. He was there. He's a podcaster. Again, thank you, Kirk, for supporting Doodie. In fact, I'm going to be back on his show in October to celebrate his 1-year anniversary. So that's going to be dope. So yeah, he was there. My buddy showed up with his wife. That was pretty cool. I don't want that. I want a little more angrier. Like a scowl. There you go. It was a good time. I had a really, really good time. I really enjoyed that event, and I'll definitely do it next year. Definitely something I'll do next year. And then not only that, I met some promoters from other shows that invited me to attend their shows, which was pretty dope. I was pretty excited about. These mixed feelings about what to take. You never know when you go into a new show what you need to take. What people are going to gravitate to, what's going to sell, what's not going to sell. And so you wind up taking too much. Like I took too much inventory because it was my first time there. I took original art. Original art did not sell. I got commissioned to do pieces that I brought back home with me that I'll be mailing out, but original art there did not sell. So again, you never know what's going to actually catch people's attention. I don't want his arm so stiff. Why am I doing his arm so stiff? I do get a little concerned or a little discouraged. I think that's the word, discouraged. Because, this is a family event. And I can tell you there was about 4 different kids that came over to the table and really wanted to get a copy of Doodie. And the parents were too busy shopping for themselves that they never even acknowledged the kids. And even though the kids brought them over multiple times, the parents just didn't. Instead, they would take the postcard. Well, we'll look into this. But you see the parents going to other tables, getting their collectibles, whatever it is they wanted. Hey, what's up, D? Yeah, I had a lot of stuff in the trunk of my car. Good thing I did take Forbidden. I kept it in the car because they didn't want adult themed content. They wanted kids content. But I had somebody who wanted graphic novels and wanted more adult themed. So the car was just right outside the door and I was able to get it. And so that was good. But yeah, it's you just never know how much to take. But yeah, the same parents. There was this little girl. So I have a book called Scary Aries, a children's book, right? And this little girl kept coming back and picking it up and trying to convince her mom to get it for her. Her mom was too busy shopping for herself. And then the mom got annoyed about her bothering her to get this book. Then I made eye contact with the mom. And then she felt guilty. And then she like a deep breath of like frustration, and then says, all right, whatever, I'll just get it for you. But it made the girl's life. And then there's one little boy, he was begging his father, and his father just would not budge, but the father was getting whatever he wanted. And so I called the boy over and I gave him a sticker, dude, and the kid lit up like it was Christmas, like it was the best gift he ever received, or the best, and he was so excited about it. And I just it's like, why bring the kids if you're not, I was having this conversation with my wife in the car. I said, look, if I knew that if I had kids, I was taking them to a convention and say, all right, here Tommy, or here Timmy, here Daisy, you have $25, that's your budget. You can spend it on whatever you want. What I would recommend is when we first get there, you circle the events, you do a once over, you go look at things, you price it, and then you go back and you figure out what is it that you can afford and what is it you want to buy. That's your money, you can do whatever you want with it. Now, you don't have to worry about them coming to you and saying, can I have this, can I have that? Now they're going to make decisions for themselves, and you teach them. And that's how they learn how to, budget, plan, decide, make decisions. I felt that was the only thing that was very discouraging. What was great about the event is that I met a lot of local artists, and they hooked me up with a lot of different conventions. Have you thought of him as? No, I haven't thought about that. Like an ash can, I haven't even. Yeah, I mean that might be a good idea. Something that, yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, because it's funny because I was probably the least expensive one in the event because my standard covers were $5. It was the variant covers that were $10, but the standard covers, they were all $5, and everybody else was starting at $10 for their standard covers. So, which, for me, it was like, compared to everybody else, I'm the most affordable. And it wasn't true to everything because I had grandmas come over and they said, my grandson's going to love this. Can I have, how many issues do you have or whatever? And they would pick it up. And I've had parents that were really there for their kids to explore and introduce them into comics. So it wasn't like the whole thing, but it was just for about 4. I counted, it was 4 that I felt like, and they stood out. It just stood in my mind. Watching those kids' faces, like, it's like you take them, you break their heart. Like the one kid was so depressed that her mom wasn't going to let her get the book, that she goes, you know what, I want to go home now. And that's when we made eye contact, and she goes, all right, I'll get it for you. But this is the mom carrying a bag of stuff that she got for herself. And I'm like, it was heartbreaking. But that's a good idea. I think I might consider that. Because I'm doing the Fan Expo, which I did really well last time. It's a bigger event. I mean, you have to work harder at the Fan Expo because you're dealing with all the pros and trying to get everybody's attention. So that's definitely work for me. I'm doing that in October, but I'm doing a new one called the Cowtown Comic Con, which Paul Gomez, Bushy Boo, creator of Bushy Boo Circus Mysteries, he told me about. He introduced me to, and I met the promoter, who has been following me on social media, and he's excited about me being there, which is dope. And that's the great thing about being at conventions. I met a bunch of convention promoters that were there looking for talent for their shows, and I had several of them come up to me because they never heard of me. They liked my display, and they invited me to their shows. I have one that's like 5 minutes away from my house I never even knew about, which was like, what? That's even dope. And that is like the Big Apple. They hold it like every 3 months. So I'm looking forward to that. The stuff I would never have known about these things if I wasn't out and about, which is the great thing about going to shows, is that opportunities come. I met other podcasters, other creators. It's I missed doing shows, and this is the best part of it. It's like, holy crap. Now I know why I missed it, and now I know why I like doing shows. Just my dog just kicked my door right open, busted in, saying, "What are you doing? Why's the door closed?" No respect at all. No respect at all. But yeah, it's yeah, I think so it's a lot less, how do you explain it? Number one, it's easier because I think Texas, the state, has more conventions than the whole US put together. When I looked at the calendar on whether it's Austin, Houston, Wake, wherever it is, they have so many conventions. But what I find is people are friendlier. The creatives. That's what I mean. Like a lot of the artists, a group of artists that were sitting at a table next to me, they were like, we were talking, and like, hey, whatever we could do to help you. And I'm like, I just met you, it's like, you don't even know me. And, they started giving me advice on events and where to go. So I think the community is a lot different than other shows, because I've been to other shows where some of the creators, they're so focused on what they're doing. They're not really networking or socializing. They have their heads down or whatever it is. What I found here was that it's very different, and the promoters are very different. The promoters are actually actively going to each other's shows looking for talent for their shows, which I was like extremely pleasantly surprised about. So that's what I find different, like where you don't feel like you're not seen. You don't feel like a little guy. I think everyone appreciates the arts, and I think that's the difference that I see. It's more welcoming. You know, again, I wouldn't have known about Cowtown if it wasn't for Paul Gomez, and then the promoter who's been following me on Instagram introduced himself to me at the Arlington Comic Fest, and then I met another promoter yesterday for a convention that he holds. It's a comic book and anime convention that he holds at a mall. And he's like, I've been watching your table, I've been watching your stuff, and I think you fit in very well with my event. You know, here's my social handle, here's this, here's that. You know, please check it out. Let me know what you think. Blah blah blah. And what was great about this event here, it was run by the city, so it was free to the public. So like no one had door charges. And this event that I did yesterday, my table was only $25. I only paid $25 for my table. So if I sell one graphic novel and one comic, I made my, you know, the table was made, you know. So yeah, it's very different from my experiences in New York. I can't tell you when the last time a promoter ever approached me at an event, ever, outside of Michael Carbonero at the Big Apple. The most you get is people handing out flyers. Check out this event. Check out this event. Here, they're actually out there. You still get your weirdness with. I think the weirdness doesn't change with the fans. I think. You know, you got the ones that'll come to your table, stare at you. You say hello, they're still staring at you, not saying a word back to you. That still exists. Or the ones that'll come to your table, you say hello, they react like they're in shock that you just noticed them, and they walk away real quick. So those things haven't changed. Yeah, I know. Over here, they're all trying to help each other. It seems like there's this, like, which is very different from the retailers. Because when I got here, I went to, I think, a dozen retailers, and nobody was willing to support my book, my Kickstarter. Like, I went to leave flyers. They weren't supporting indie. And if you looked on their bookshelves, it was all manga, anime, Marvel, and DC. And they had like a 2-foot section just for Image. So I was like, wow, Texas is not indie friendly. The convention promoters are very different from that, and in my so far that I experienced so far. So I'm pleasantly surprised and excited about it. I don't know if I give them here. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I had some events that I won't be able to do, that I'll do next year potentially, because right now I start interviewing next week to go back to work, and so I don't want to commit to events that I'm not sure I'll be able to because it's the holiday season and I don't know what that looks like. You know, so maybe I'll put like a chain here. But and I'm waiting for San Diego to open up the application for Comic-Con, but I haven't seen it available yet. I'd like to do that next year. Yeah. I mean, I talked about it on. One guy goes, "Why?" He goes, "Why would I want to help you? What's in it for me? Why am I going to have my customers go to you?" And I was like, because then they might say, "Hey," I was looking at the guys like, I can't believe I just heard this from this guy's mouth. And I was like, you know what? They might say, "Hey, are you going to carry this in your store? I see this guy has a Kickstarter. I really like this book. Blah blah blah." It might drive someone. Nothing I said was convincing this guy. I was like, wow. That was my first impression. I was like, well, I'm going to have a hard time out here. I was like, these guys are whack. But you got to keep, drudging forward and don't let that stuff discourage you, because it could be disheartening. I could tell you. But, I had several people signed up to the Kickstarter at the convention, which was pretty awesome. So hopefully they come back. And again, it's the grassroots. You have to go out there and meet the people, because they're not going to know you exist. I'm at some schools. So I'm working on something there. So hopefully that pans out. Some schools. Like I met the building. I met people, representatives from schools. It's what's it look like? Trying to hit this dude's hair. Oh, I like that. I don't like that one. Yeah, and shout out to Craig from Bring the Popcorn podcast. I was on his show several months ago. I think when I was promoting. Actually, I was on the show when I was first promoting issue number 1 of Disney in My Toilet. And he was at the convention. I forgot that he's a Texas resident. And he was at the convention, and he was like, he goes, "Wait, I know you. I had you on my show." And I was like, "Oh, that's right." And he's about to celebrate his 1-year anniversary on his show. And invited me back on. And, he picked up, he wanted the Rambo cover was what was selling, which was interesting. Rambo cover was doing really well at the event. So shout out to Craig. Thanks for the support. I'm looking forward to getting back on that show. Yeah, I think you just gotta, when you move to a different location, I think the biggest thing is networking. What I'm learning real quick is just, get with the locals. Get with the locals, figure out, try to make as many connections as possible. That's one thing I wasn't doing, because I was behind his desk the whole time, was networking. And getting people on the podcast from Texas is huge, because these guys know the in and outs, the workings of this area, and and they'll be able to guide you. And so I'm looking forward to, I think, next year, there's some conventions I didn't do, like Comic Palooza I wanted to do, and I think that's in Houston. It's a really big event. I want to do that next year. RetroCon I want to do. There's one in Austin, I forget the name. It's also a huge event that I want to do next year. The only 2 out of state I want to do are MegaCon and Comic-Con. Those are the only 2 out of state I want to do. Everything else I want to do local. I'm not interested in doing New York Comic-Con anytime soon. They just gouged the little guy. They forgot their roots when they first came out. It was the little guys that came through and supported and bought out the tables, and did all these things, and now they make it so hard for the little guy. So I'm not looking forward to that. I have no interest in New York Comic Con anytime soon. My in-laws are coming tomorrow, which is dope. Not tomorrow. I'm gonna see Tuesday. They're coming Tuesday, and then they leave Friday. Then my sister comes, which is dope. So the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be cool having some family over. I just opened up the floodgates on my personal LinkedIn, which is letting recruiters know that I'm currently on the market, and I already got hits like 5 hours later. It was crazy. So I just gotta find something that fits, that continues to allow me the time to be able to do what I want to do with my art. But at the same time, pay the bills. So we shall see how that works out. Why did I do it that way? I don't like that way. I don't want that. There we go. Yes. My buddy's getting married in 2 weeks, which is good. He's doing the right way. Their parents and them on a beach, nice and small. That's the way I did it. It's just me, my wife, my best friend, her best friend, and my niece. Sunset in a stone gazebo in the park. And now we're about to celebrate 25 years. Where I had another friend who they spent hundreds of thousands on this wedding with a 500 guest. I mean, I don't know. It was like close to 500 guests, and big elaborate wedding, like to the nines. And they were divorced a year later. I'm like, what the heck? So I say, don't make it about the wedding. Make it about the relationship. Who knows? I know. Well, he's Greek and she's Italian, and big, huge families. And not only that, but affluent. And Greeks and Italians, they have families. They have cousins and brothers and sisters and nieces, and oh my gosh. And then it was huge. It was like a celebrity event. I mean, I was one of the groomsmen, and the gifts that we received were crazy. And the partying. I was like, I can't top this. Man, sheesh. I'm gonna get the DJ from the corner. It's like, that's just a... I think some people make the mistake. They make it about the events rather than their relationship. Make it about the relationship. At the end of the day, all that stuff doesn't mean anything. It's how you treat each other. I do it like that. My dog is acting up. Yeah, exactly. It's you need it to prove something to whom. That's the way I look at it. Who are you trying to prove to? Why is it so important? It's I think they were great people, but I just think that it was all for the wrong reasons. You've been killing it on your campaign, and now JD's about to pop off. You guys are on fire. Beige. Yeah, that's good. That means there's a hole somewhere. Where's the hole? Where is that hole, Sam? Ah, I see it. I don't know how it's a nerve wrecker. I mean, you keep on setting records. 45 minutes. In 45 minutes, you were funded. I mean, I think. After a period of time, you've built a loyal following around your work, and there's always that fear that some people, especially the big ticket items, that they might pull out. Believe me, I get that fear all the time, because I think in one campaign I had 5 people pull out, like 2 pull out mid-campaign, 3 never pay up when it was time to collect. That stuff, it's always in the back of your head. Always in the back of, at least it's always in the back of my mind. I'm like, geez, Louise. You know, but I think, when you put in the work, because, I still see it to today. Indie creators continue to make the same damn mistakes with their campaigns, even though there's so much information out there to help them have successful campaigns. They still make the same mistakes, and it's like, come on. You can't be doing this today. You already have a rhythm. You guys have a rhythm down packed. And once you have that rhythm, actually, I'm going to make that black. Once you have that formula and it works for you, you're golden. Silver. Every campaign has been celestial. Yeah, I think we have an episode coming up on Get Your Meds, where we talk about mental stress, mental health. And one of the things, it took me by surprise when George said it, but he said that the mental stress it wore him out dealing with the Kickstarter. And I laughed initially because that's the last thing I expected him to say. I thought he was going to say COVID, lockdown, that kind of stuff. But I realized, when am I the most overwhelmed? It's always with a Kickstarter campaign. It's every time I have to run a Kickstarter campaign, I am the most mentally exhausted, frustrated, angry. You go through the highs and lows, and it's like, yeah, it is. Yeah, it's funny because when I put the questionnaire out for There's an Alien in My Toilet, I asked, what would you prefer, issue number 3 or just to wait for the collected edition? And everybody said issue number 3. It was 98% answered in issue number 3, and they weren't interested in the trade. And I was like, oh, that was a big wake-up call for me. So you're right. There's this thing where we think, the trade is the way to go, but our audience doesn't. They want to collect it first, and then maybe get the trade after. But they want the serials. They want the floppies, which I thought was very interesting. I think I'm gonna do black. I think I'm black instead. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Because even at conventions, there are people who want the floppies, and then there are people who want the collected edition. I had a lady that was not interested in any of the single issues. She said she wanted There's an Alien in My Toilet collected, and I didn't have it. and I ran out of copies of the black and white edition that I had early on. I'm not reprinting those, and so she wound up picking up Catch the Crazies because I have that collected. The first 3 issues I have it collected, so she took that with her instead. And then she wanted the Forbidden one too. But yeah, it's interesting that there are people who just won't budge. And like, this is what I want. Give me what I want. You know, and again, you'll never be prepared because the audience is different and they're. What's going on here? Really? The audience, yeah, they're different wherever you go, and the wants are different. All the shows are going to be different. You know, that's why it's good to have a diverse pool of stuff. I think we'll do like a dark green. There are shows where I'll have my sketch card book and I'm moving all my sketch cards, and there are shows where I'll have the sketch card book and not one would move. You know, it's crazy how it works, you know, so it's like, and Kickstarters, the secret sauce is the hustle. Number one, follow the Kickstarter rules. And when you're designing your page, don't take any shortcuts. And number two, hustle. That's where I look at it. Just hustle. Actually, this should get a little lighter. That's gonna be red or orange. Not the other way. Or red. You do it for, yeah. Oh shit. What happened there? Yeah. All right. Are you guys planning on doing any shows the rest of the year, or you guys are done? Is that Long Island WinterCon? Yeah, that was my plan this year. Just do everything local. You know, because it was affordable. I didn't have to break the bank. My chances of making back what I spent were greater, and it's the ones where you have to travel and pay for airfare, which is the gamble. So I didn't want to take those risks this year. Oh, the racetrack. Is that where they used to have the aqueduct, the flea market? When I was a kid, I used to love going to that flea market. Oh my God. True story. When I got a job across the street from my high school at the pizzeria, I was a freshman and I wanted money. And so I saw the help wanted sign. I got the job, and I remember, and it was cash. I was making $3 an hour cash. $3 an hour. Anyway, dating myself. But I remember my first check. Yes, I remember my first check. My older brother. So I was 16. My brother, I was like 15 or 16. And my brother was 20, 21, 22. And I told him, take me to the racetrack, and we get there, and I said, I'm treating you. He said, no, you're not. You're my kid brother. I said, no, I don't care. I'm treating you. And I felt like so important and so proud to be able to, and I bought him a pair of sneakers, even against his better judgment, because my brother would always take care of me. But I felt like I wanted to repay that and the moment I had the chance. But I used to love it there. Shit. The moment I realized I could make money, there was no looking back for me. I was working. It wasn't until COVID that I wasn't working for somebody consistently. Once the lockdown hit and the company I worked for closed, it was weird not working for somebody and going into an office or it's all I ever knew since I was a kid. Yeah. They want names first. And that's what's happening with the drama at DC Comics right now, where Jim Lee's life is being turned upside down. They're opening up the books on him because they're like, you have all these unknowns. What are they doing for these books that are not selling? Who's making these decisions? Who's writing these checks? Everybody wants a name. Yeah, the Mocha's a good show. When we did the Mocha, we were too polished for the Mocha, believe it or not. And yeah, when we did that, they thought that our stuff it didn't fit the Mocha bill. The first time. Then when we did Ash Cans, we killed it. But that was a long time ago. I mean, that was 2007, I believe. Long time ago. Yeah, it's crazy. You never know. There's an event that I was invited to here. It's like the Big Apple. They hold it up several times a year, but I'm gonna go and check it out first. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out this event first. Print on demand, I know. Damn, changed the game. I remember back then to print a comic was so expensive. Not everybody can afford it. But yeah, I think because this one's in my neighborhood, I'm going to check it out, see what kind of traffic it brings, what kind of audience it brings, before I commit to it. I think Anibal just did the Mocha. I mean, he didn't do so well. and he had a tough time. But his setup was also stale. I think he realized he needed to work on getting a better setup, and I think where he was placed was kind of whack too. I think they put him some sort of corner or whatever. It was, if you ever have an opportunity to have a say on where you're placed, that's why I say, like, my goal here is to really make connections with all the promoters here, and try to establish a rapport, like I did with in New York with Michael Carbonero with the Big Apple. So at least I can have a say in table location, because it makes a difference. Like where I was yesterday was a great spot. Great spot. Main aisle, right by the entrance, great visibility. It was perfect. Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better spot. And they don't come very often. So you take it when you get it and you capitalize on that. Not yet. There's in fact, it's crazy. I found just by driving, I found banner and flyer postcard printer that's in my town. So I'm gonna go in and check out their prices, because I've been using Got Print and Overnight Print and all that stuff. But if I can do it locally, not pay for shipping, and like I use like bigbanner.com and all that stuff when I'm printing my banners, and so if I can do it all local, I'm going to do it. So I found that. Printers, no, I haven't done that yet. I'm just starting to make my rounds in the area. It's like, even like when I found out about the dang the convention in my town. Like, how did I not know that there was a convention right here in my own town? And it's hosted every 3 months. I'm like, that's just crazy. You can't ask for anything else. But yeah, I'm looking at all that stuff. In fact, I got invited by a comic retailer. Go figure. They host live streaming draws with local artists in their store, and he invited me to come and attend and draw. So that's a good thing that I'm going to take advantage of. I'm just trying to get myself embedded into this arena, because if I can get in good with the retailers, it'll make things a lot easier. Because my goal is to, at the beginning, once I do the 5th issue, then I'll start delivering them to the stores in Texas that are willing to carry them on their shelves, even if it's on consignment. I don't care. But I want to wait to have the 5 issues done. So then each month I can take the next issue while I'm working on the other issues. So at least I'll be 5 months ahead. So yeah, that's the goal there. Oh. Actually, no, I don't want that. My dog is pissed because I'm not opening the door. He's a terror. Oh, I have to get open the door. Do you guys have local ones in your area? Because I know you guys know all the printers. Oh yeah, because it's New York. New York prices. New York is getting out of control. It's like I don't think they're gonna want any humans living in New York anymore. I think they're just gonna want robots. It's crazy. I don't know how they can get away with these price gouging in New York, but they are. I gotta fix this here. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I haven't. I've been dependent on Comics Wellspring for the most part. I was using Mix'em for a while until I got some packages that were just, it was just the way they shipped it. The boxes were bad. The interiors were bent. And I was like, you know what? And then some of the stuff came out dark, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with Comics Wellspring. But I do the trades with Mix'em. Let's see. I like the quality of the trades with Mix'em. I don't think I did any trades with Comics Wellspring yet. Yeah, they do good with the trades. The comics, not so much. I agree 100%. I did my kids' books with Mix'em as well. They did a good job with that. It's funny. I got one publisher said they liked my story for one of my kids' books, but they felt that it was very outdated as far as how it was formatted. And that's what turned them off. That it's not in line with how kids' books are formatted today. So it's like, So doesn't your team do that? If you like the story, you just reformat it, or you just want it completely, done, and then you just got to send it to print? So I was like, what did she mean by that? She didn't want to give me examples of what she meant. So I went online and I looked, and I realized, yeah, the way I formatted my kids' books were more like in line with how kids' books were done when I was a kid. And it wasn't really trending. So I have to fix all that. And I was like, but I didn't understand I like the story and I like the whole concept, but the way you formatted it. All right, so then do something about it. Pick up the book, have your editorial team reformat it, and put it out. And you're acting up. I mean, everybody wants everything done 100%. Nobody wants to, they don't want to take the risk or spend the money. They want you to come prepared, which is interesting. Yeah, it was just, but it's one of those things where when you meet these people, these reps, these agents, they treat you as if you're insignificant, like you're just another number. So there's a lack of respect, where it's just very different. And again, you would say to yourself, maybe they're jaded over time. They've seen so many submissions and they're just jaded. Exactly. And that's what's happening. Everybody said, well, how many units have you sold? How big is your fan base? What locations is your product available? They think it's Shark Tank. They want you to have done everything. Before they come in, which is, it doesn't make sense. Everyone's afraid to take a risk on something new, which is why they keep remaking things, and especially in Hollywood. They just continue to remake stuff. And even when I was at the expo, a lot of it was they want you to show the data first. How big is your audience? Where you sold? How many units? What was your annual net revenue? All those things. It's very different today. I think there's a big fear on risk taking on new products. Nobody wants to be the one to, bring in a property that might not make it. But everything is a gamble. Doesn't matter what happens. Everything you invest in is a gamble. Which is why I appreciate the guys like Tom Cruise, who refused to use CGI to make Top Gun Maverick. He wanted all his stuff, it's like he was taking a risk. He was bringing back a franchise, hoping that there was still an audience around it, and that's a huge gamble. And, but it's Tom. I mean, you know, and he's outperformed Marvel, which is crazy. So you know, I don't know. That's why I say, you know, keep the hustle. You know, the life that we chose is a thankless life, but you gotta love it, because if you don't, then who will? You know? Oh, the hair. Trying to see the logo. Let me just do. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, let's figure out what I want to do for the background. Let's get him in here. Let's get a circle in there. See the circle. Oh, is it gold, right? Is it yellow? Okay. Okay, Control C, Control V, Control T. That one bigger. That's good. Okay, cool. That and that. Screw it up a little bit. Move those two up. Okay. Now, what we'll do is do an X in the middle. Let's get the line, straight line. Oh, straight line. Get you there. Get you there. Same thing here. Let me hide you for a second so I can see what I'm doing. All right, cool. Get you there. There. Okay, then you merge those three. Layer. Merge selected layers. Drop the color. Boom. There's the X. X gonna give it to you. Multiply. Thank you. Thank you again, and good luck on the campaign. We're gonna keep promoting it on tomorrow's show. We're gonna be running the commercials again, and we'll keep doing your thing. And I'm looking forward to JD's launch. The artists are killing it on his book as well. Have a great day. Get that there. All right. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, oh, let's do it on the inside. Nice, that's on the outside. Boom. Okay. Up. Lighten. Boom. Let's see what Doodie is. All right, so if the X is yellow, why should I want to have the background inside there? Black, maybe black. Yeah, they'll do black in the background of that. Let's see. Let's do another circle. Oh, maybe a square. Black. Boom. That's what we're gonna do. There you go. Let me put these in a folder. Really? What just happened? Okay. Let's get the folder up here. Okay. Hide, black. Boom. All right, now that's looking like something. All right, so get that. Boom. Okay, what? Yeah, I'm gonna do some multiply. Let's get some blue. Actually, I'm not gonna change it to multiply. I'm gonna do normal. Do like a blue. There you go. Let me hide all that. There you go. And let me do like a lighter on top. And if I do like a red, go on top. All right, let's see how's it coming along. That's coming along. I might have another square. I know what to do. We're gonna do some smoke. What? Oh yeah. And then maybe some black. Get some black in there. Maybe yellow. Maybe some of this. Let's see. Boom. And if I add another square behind that, let's see, if I do another square, if I do it red. All right, let's move this into a folder. Let's drop that red on there. Okay. All right. I wonder if it should be red or should it be yellow. Let me see. Let's change it to yellow. Same thing with the bottom, subcolor. There it is. All right. Or this is the hard part. All right. So is this that's the X. So let me Control C, Control V. On the bottom, I'm going to change that to a red. Control T. Let's see. Like that. Now let's leave it at that, but we also got to change it. There you go. Got that red there going. Got that in the background. Or do I just leave the circle? I know what to do. Add glow. Let's get the glow. This is what happens when you play around, trying to figure out what to do. Do I just make this all? Have it just glowing? Let me see something. I'm going to try something else. Hide this. Hide that. Let's do a circle that's black. Okay, hide, 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 hide. Drop it. And then maybe get rid of that glow. Maybe just keep it black with the red. But maybe overlay and do like an orange spray paint. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry. Oh, jeez. Overlay. Here we go. All right, now Doodie. All right, here we go. Oops. Oh, I didn't even add the shadow onto those hands. See that? All right. Overlay. Let's add the shadows, multiply. All right, and then maybe I know what I need to do. Let's go up here. Where are those bad boys? Here it is. Ah, it's too. I need it darker. Oh, that's why. Nope. get rid of it. All right, so I decided to go with this route because I didn't like that. So I decided to do that instead. But maybe because I have that, if I do this, and I take this, was it this? Here we go. And I do maybe red, orange. Do that. Right. Oh, look at that. There you go, a little puff puff. There it is. Instead of, yeah, that's good. All right, here it is. So let's get rid of the background. Boom. This is it. File, save as. Doodie as Wolverine. Let's see. Doodie, Logan. Look at all those goodies. So remember Bo knows. I'm gonna start a campaign. Doodie does. So Doodie does Wolverine. Doodie does Batman. Doodie does, and that's gonna be the campaign. So here today is Doodie does Logan. It sounds crazy, right? Anyway, if you like this episode, please give me a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so. I appreciate your support. Recommend this to a friend or any comic book or cartoon lovers out there that just love this kind of stuff. I appreciate your support. I'm glad to be back. I took a day off yesterday because I was at the Denton Fan Expo, Art Expo, and I thank you everybody who supported Doodie at the expo and just supported my work. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope that you become lifelong fans of Doodie and continue to reading his story. Thank you, Daphne, for joining me today. Again, guys, go check out Eagle Raven currently on Kickstarter. With that said, and thank you to the 92 people who already signed up for the campaign. I appreciate you. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe. And while you're at it, hit that like button. Share it with a friend. And pick up a copy of There's Nail in My Toilet on doodiesworld.com. See you next time. Have a great day.